Hello, dear subscribers and guests of the channel Myths and Legends. Today we continue our fascinating journey into the world of Norse mythology. The topic we will discuss played a key role in the worldview of the ancient Northerners. Their views on the structure of the universe may seem unusual or even strange to you, but sometimes to achieve something great, sacrifices must be made. This is the path chosen by the heroes of this myth. Today we will focus on the beginning of all things. In the beginning of time there was nothing, only a dark, boundless abyss called Ginnungagap. To the north lay Niflheim, a cold and gloomy realm of mists and ice. To the south shone Muspelheim, a world of fire and heat, where the mighty fire giant Surtur dwelled. In this realm it was bright, calm, and incredibly hot, in stark contrast to the icy Niflheim. The heat in Muspelheim was so unbearable that no one but the descendants of the fire giant Surtur could withstand its harshness. While this blazing realm radiated heat, the bleak and harsh landscapes of Niflheim were surrounded by high icy mountains and covered with rocky plains. But even in this icy wasteland, there was an important source of life, the mighty spring Ymir, from which 12 powerful rivers erupted. These streams merged and formed the venomous river Ylvagar, whose waters flowed southward, rushing into the emptiness of Ginnungagap. Icy Niflheim was engulfed in eternal chill. The frost of the realm of mists was so strong that it instantly turned the river's flows into massive blocks of ice. Yet Ymir continued to erupt its waters, and the icy masses gradually moved toward the border with Muspelheim. Eventually, the ice approached the realm of fire so closely that it began to melt. The interaction of two mighty elements, fire and ice, gave rise to a new world. At the center of the abyss, beneath thick clouds of steam, a vast ocean emerged, symbolizing the birth of something new in the chaos of the primordial world. From the depths of the ocean formed by the meeting of ice and fire, the enormous figure of the primordial giant, Ymir, began to rise slowly. Most of the time, Ymir remained in a deep sleep, barely stirring, but it was in this state, unaware of his power, that he gave birth to 3 children. From the sweat under the giant's armpits appeared 2 frost giants, a male and a female, and when Ymir rubbed his legs together in his sleep, a 3rd giant, Thrudgelmir, was born. In order for Ymir and his descendants to exist, a marvelous cow named Audumla emerged from the ice. 4 rivers of milk flowed from her udder, filling the primordial world with nourishing moisture. Ymir drank this milk, enjoying its warmth and abundance. Meanwhile, the cow, satisfying her own hunger, began to lick the salty ice blocks that lay around. After a while, continuing her work, she licked from beneath the ice block the figure of another being, a giant named Buri. Buri was destined to become the leader of the Ases, and with his appearance, a new era would begin in a world where ice and fire gave rise not only to chaos but also to new gods. The giants began to multiply actively, and after several generations, Buri had a son named Bor, whom he had with an unnamed giantess. When Bor grew up, he took as his wife Bestla, the daughter of the mighty giant Bolthorn. Bestla bore 3 sons with great difficulty, Odin, Vili, and Vi. It was they who were destined to change the course of history, deciding that the universe needed a new order, and that it would be best to create it from the body of Ymir and the surrounding world. The 3 brothers, sons of Bor, made a fateful decision. They killed their progenitor, the giant Ymir. From his wounds gushed such a powerful wave of blood that it flooded the entire cosmic abyss and destroyed the primordial worlds. As a result of this flood, all living beings perished, except for Bor's sons and the giant Bergelmir with his family, who managed to escape by hiding in the hollow trunk of a great tree. They set sail on the endless waters that filled the world after the flood. The waves carried them across the ocean until they reached a part of Ymir's body near his loins. In an effort to restore what was destroyed and create a new world, the brothers hurled Ymir's body across the void that separated Niflheim from Muspelheim. However, in this great void, his body began to disintegrate into parts from which the universe was soon formed. The brothers, Odin, Vili, and Vi, took the pieces of Ymir's body that they could retrieve and attached them to the great tree that floated in the void of Ginnungagap. This tree became the support for their new creation. However, from this chaos, something new soon began to sprout. Gradually, the waters that flooded the world began to recede, revealing land suitable for life. The brothers decided to create a dwelling for future humans. They surrounded the middle of the earth with a sturdy wall made from Ymir's eyebrows, naming this world Midgard, the land of men. The blood of the slain giant turned into vast oceans, swift rivers, and deep lakes. His bones served as the foundation for mountains, while his broken bones, teeth, and jaw fragments became cliffs, rocks, and boulders. From Ymir's hair grew trees, grass, and all the vegetation of the earth. The great skull of the giant was raised by the brothers as a dome of the sky, securely fixed above the earth. Then, using magic, Bor's sons called upon the help of 4 dwarves, Ostri, Nordri, Sudri, and Westri, who became the guardians of the directions. These beings stood guard at the 4 corners of the new space surrounding the great tree, ensuring balance and order in the emerging world. The scattered brain of Ymir across the sky turned into clouds, which have since floated across the heavens, reminding all of his great body. Odin and his brothers used coals taken from the fiery world of Muspelheim to create light that illuminated both sky and earth. They also created stars and planets, placing them in the sky to light up the nights. To the east of Midgard, the world of men, the Aesir built a new realm, Jotunheim, the homeland of giants. It was to the shores of this place that Bergolmir and his tribe floated, escaping the great flood. Thus we have witnessed the emergence of Ymir, the first gods and giants. We have survived the great flood and seen the first worlds being created. Now it is time to tell of the creation of humanity. According to one of the myths, after Bor's sons finished creating the world, they went for a walk along the seaside. There they discovered 2 trees washed ashore by the waves. Odin breathed life into them, Vili granted them movement, and Vi endowed them with intelligence. Thus the first humans came into being. From the first humans, Ask and Embla, all of humankind descended. People spread across the world, gradually increasing their numbers. Meanwhile, the number of Aesir also grew, but they had no separate place to reside. So they decided to build a magnificent fortress in the very center of Midgard. Its walls and towers soared to the heavens, protected from giants by impregnable bastions and sheer cliffs. They named this fortress Asgard, and it became their home. However, even after such grand creative efforts, the 3 builder brothers faced a new problem. When they used Ymir's body to create the world, they noticed that larvae began to appear, beings parasizing his remains. Instead of destroying them, the Aesir showed unexpected humanity. They gave these larvae human forms, according to their spiritual characteristics. Thus a new race of beings was born, which would later be known as dwarves and elves. Those whose moral qualities were questionable were transformed into dwarves. These creatures were condemned to live underground, knowing that if they dared to emerge during the day, they would instantly turn to stone. The dwarves were also called dark elves, and their fate was tied to the darkness of the underworld. Along with them, trolls and gnomes were created, who also went as far to find the gloomy realm of darkness. But those larvae who possessed a pure conscience and good intentions were transformed into fairies and light elves. Their fate was much happier. They were granted a bright world, Ljosalfheim, or simply Alfheim, which lay between heaven and earth. It was a beautiful kingdom, filled with light and harmony. As new worlds formed and were populated with various beings, the 2 races of gods began to take their positions. The first were the Aesir, the race of gods that began with Odin and his brothers, ruling the fates of the world and humanity. However, there was another race, the Vanir, gods of abundance and fertility, whose power extended over winds, seas, and agriculture. They inhabited their realm Vanaheim, creating balance between the elements and supporting the prosperity of the world. This world in question lies to the west. Deep below, beneath all other worlds, lies the vast expanse of the realm of the dead Helheim. At the very early stage of the universe's creation, Odin cast the giant Hel into the underworld, which was then known as Jormungandr. Later, this gloomy realm was renamed Helheim, and from then on it became the final resting place for the souls of the deceased. As can be seen, there turned out to be quite a few worlds in Norse cosmology, a total of 9. So what do we have? At the top is Asgard, the realm of the Aesir gods towering in the heavens. Vanaheim is the world of the Vanir, governing fertility and natural cycles. Jotunheim is the abode of the Jotuns, giants who dwell to the east of Midgard, beyond the powerful barriers that separate them from the world of humans. Ljosalfheim is the world of light elves, or elves filled with light and harmony. Midgard is the middle world, where humans live, surrounded by a protective wall erected by the gods. Muspelheim is the realm of fire, at the threshold of which stands the mighty giant Surtur. This place is immersed in heat and flame, radiating danger. Niflheim is a world of eternal ice, cold, and darkness, existing long before the creation of the world. This cold land was one of the primal foundations of the universe. Svartalfheim is the underground world inhabited by dwarves, skilled masters of metalwork and creators of magical artifacts. The ninth world is Helheim, the gloomy realm of the dead, where souls go after death. Each of these worlds has its place and purpose in the complex structure of the universe, from the heights of the heavens to the dark depths of the realm of the dead, creating a unique cosmic harmony. All these worlds do not float in emptiness. Rather, they are built upon the colossal world tree, the ash tree Yggdrasil. Its roots deeply penetrate existence, while its branches stretch over all worlds, rising high above the sky. This tree connects all dimensions, providing them with unity and harmony in the great cosmic order. In later myths, the outer world Utgard, supposedly created by the labor of the giant Narvi, is also mentioned. Utgard is one of the important abodes in Jotunheim, the realm of giants. However, its uniqueness lies in the fact that the laws under which it exists do not conform to the order established by Odin, Vili, and V. This place lives by its own rules, violating the accepted structure of the cosmos and creating an unpredictable and chaotic reality. In Utgard, the roots of Yggdrasil are absent, and thus the Aesir gods have no power over this world. This mysterious land lives by its own rules, outside the control of the Aesir and the general order they have established. Today, we have taken a significant step in exploring the structure of the Norse mythology universe. Despite its apparent complexity, the entire system of worlds turned out to be quite logical, albeit not without its mysteries. Don't worry if I haven't covered all 9 worlds in Yggdrasil in minute detail. All of this awaits you in future videos. I would greatly appreciate it if you could support me by liking this video. I also recommend subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any new interesting episodes. With that, I bid you farewell, and I look forward to seeing you again on the channel Myths and Legends. See you soon.